See, Paul.
She just has an amazing spirit. I mean, the way she fought through that match. And look, it's one thing to win a bunch of big matches in a row. You see the leg taped up. You see her playing a terrific player like Jessica Pegula. And like you said, Coco, there were moments in there where we're like, okay, that's it. I mean, how many times did we get off the couch in the green room and start to walk in here? And she just did an amazing job. You have to give Jess a ton of credit because it's very easy as the one that's supposed to win to start to go away when this youngster imposes that great will of hers. So it was a terrific tournament.
One of tennis's most respected coaches just sparked a massive conversation across the sport. After spending years alongside icons like Roger Federer, Paul Annacone is now praising 20-year-old Alex Eala, and fans are paying attention. She is not world number one yet, and she has not lifted a Grand Slam trophy, but her rise feels impossible to ignore. Crowds are growing, hype is building, and women's tennis may be witnessing its next global superstar. So what did Annacone see in Alex Eala that made the tennis world stop and listen?
Port in Indian Wells. Look at this. I mean, this was in Australia. Port 6 literally had a line. I know I'm exaggerating, but it went for miles at the Aussie. It was wild scenes there. Allie, can you remember a women's star who gets this type of support wherever she goes?
I'd have to say maybe a little bit of Sonia Mirza. Back in her heyday, obviously the Indian fans took to her and they followed her all around the globe. Obviously not to this extent. And I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing.
If Alex Eala's stunning rise has you excited, subscribe now and follow every step of her journey as she continues turning heads across the tennis world. Something special is unfolding on the WTA Tour, and one of the game's most respected coaches recognized it before almost anyone else. When a legendary coach who once worked alongside icons like Roger Federer and Pete Sampras suddenly stops to praise a 20-year-old from the Philippines, the tennis world pays attention. The buzz around Eala is growing rapidly, and many now believe women's tennis could be witnessing the rise of its next global superstar before everyone else fully realizes it.
Seems so poised for someone who's never been in this moment before. Can you tell us just, is this how your personality is, or is this something that you've developed over the last few years? Like, how do you seem so calm and so composed considering everything that's going on right now? Thank you.
Yeah. And again, I think, I don't have a lot of experience on the WTA Tour, that's for sure, but I do have experience with compartmentalizing. I have experience with...
Because Paul Annacone is not the kind of coach who gives praise lightly. He has spent decades watching legends develop from up close and understands the difference between talented players and rare athletes who slowly begin changing the future of the sport itself.
Beginning for her, she is a ton of fun to watch.
Making history for the Philippines. It was great to see all those flags in the crowd and her staying on court for a while, just soaking it all in.
She did not want to leave. She's going to be there after Jessica Pegula leaves, still signing autographs, taking photos, kissing babies, all the things.
Why not? Just 19 years old, first time in a semifinal. Just take it.
The moment Paul Annacone mentioned Alex Eala on Tennis Channel Live, the entire conversation changed. This was not ordinary praise. It felt like a warning that tennis may be witnessing the rise of something truly special.
We teased it. The Alex Eala phenomenon continues here in the SoCal desert. Let's hear from some of those local fans who are gathering around the Filipino star.
She's humble and she works hard. Yes, that's why we like her, because she's the face of the Philippines.
Just aside from her talent, she's also thinking of the future.
I've only dreamed of making tennis grow in the Philippines, and now I'm bringing a whole new audience to tennis all around the world.
So when Eala plays, we all get together and we all watch her support her.
After more than 3 decades at the highest level of professional tennis, Paul Annacone has developed an instinct that rarely fails. That is why his comments about Alex Eala immediately caught attention across the tennis world. To understand why his words carried so much weight, you first have to understand the experience behind them. Annacone was never just another former player turned analyst. During his ATP career, he rose to world number 12 while competing in one of the sport's toughest eras, earning respect through relentless battles on the biggest stages. But his greatest influence came after his playing days ended. Moving into coaching placed him beside some of the most dominant champions tennis has ever seen. Working with Pete Sampras meant witnessing greatness from the inside during an era when Sampras ruled the sport with ruthless consistency, collecting 14 Grand Slam titles against elite competition. Annacone studied every detail that separated Sampras from the rest: the precision on serve, the calmness under pressure, and the ability to dominate crucial moments. Then came another legendary chapter with Roger Federer. Coaching Federer gave Annacone a front-row seat to one of the most elegant and technically gifted players tennis has ever produced. Behind Federer's effortless style was relentless preparation, tactical brilliance, and mental discipline few people ever truly understood up close.
Alexandra Eala, the teenager from the Philippines, who didn't have to play today.
You're calling it.
She's winning the tournament.
Eala?
Yep.
Oh,
Wow. Why do you say that?
mic drop from Annacone.
I don't have to elaborate.
How is she going to beat Iga?
No, I think, look, it's been so much fun to watch her play. I love the fact that she's been able to take power and use it against her opponent. I think Iga probably has a little too much horsepower and experience for her in all
Are you
seriousness.
stepping back now?
Yeah, but I want this is how I get the microphone. This is how I get my ability to talk. I say something really out.
Big hot take, and they
Paul Annacone witnessed those hidden layers of greatness every single day. He saw the doubts, the constant adjustments, and the endless pursuit of improvement that even a 20-time Grand Slam champion like Roger Federer could never escape. Experiences like that completely transform how a coach evaluates rising talent. After spending years studying legends such as Federer and Pete Sampras, Annacone stopped being impressed by flashy highlights alone. Instead, he began focusing on the subtle details that reveal true greatness: how a player reads the ball, handles pressure, reacts to momentum swings, and carries themselves when the atmosphere becomes intense. When he watched Alex Eala, those signs appeared almost immediately. Entering the 2026 season ranked around the low 30s in the world, Eala was already considered one of the WTA Tour's most promising young players, though still outside the sport's elite tier. But Annacone's attention was never centered on rankings alone. What stood out first was her timing. In modern tennis, timing is one of the most dangerous weapons a player can possess. Many players wait for the ball to rise fully before striking, buying extra preparation time. Eala plays differently. She often attacks the ball early, taking it on the rise and redirecting it before her opponent can fully recover position. That split-second decision changes the entire rhythm of a rally, instantly applying pressure and forcing opponents to react faster than they want. It is the kind of subtle but elite skill experienced coaches recognize immediately.
So I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows? The sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling in it, if you will.
Yeah, she's got a smile that lights up a room too, And I remember last year when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, And it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that, and watch her try to continue to progress, because I like her game. Obviously. She wants to get better than where she is now, the 32 in the world, but she's got a lot of good hand-eye coordination.
Taking the ball early is one of the hardest skills in modern tennis because it steals time from the opponent and instantly changes the pace of a rally. It forces players to react faster, adjust their positioning, and defend angles they never expected. Only athletes with elite hand-eye coordination and fearless confidence can execute it consistently because the margin for error is incredibly small. Paul Annacone recognized that instinct immediately in Alex Eala. The style reminded him of legends like Justine Henin and Billie Jean King, players who built their success by reading the ball early and redirecting it with precision and courage. But what impressed Annacone even more was something statistics cannot measure: Eala's composure. That calmness became impossible to ignore during the 2025 Miami tournament when Eala stunned world number 1 Iga Swiatek. For many young players, a breakthrough win like that would create overwhelming emotion. Eala reacted differently. She stayed composed, confident, and humble, almost as if the moment simply confirmed what she already believed was possible.
Dinners around that.
Really? You signed up for Tennis Channel to watch her?
Yeah, because sometimes they don't show it.
So the year subscription, just in case.
The monthly.
Oh, the monthly. Okay.
The monthly, just in case she doesn't play, then we don't.
My
Dude, get the yearly.
Yo, it's $77.
I love the honesty, though. I love the honesty. He's like, we're not concerned about anyone else right now. It's Alex Eala time. This is Alex Eala's moment. Our days, our dinners, our evenings are fixated on when she's playing. That's real tennis fan.
For a coach like Paul Annacone, emotional control is just as important as talent. After spending years behind the scenes with legendary champions, he understands that careers are not defined by one incredible victory, but by how players handle success afterward. Can they stay focused when fame arrives? Can they continue improving while the spotlight grows brighter? Those questions often separate short-term hype from true greatness. Alex Eala's rise has also been shaped by one of the toughest training environments in tennis. At only 13 years old, she left the Philippines and moved to Spain to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy, founded by Rafael Nadal. The academy is built around discipline, resilience, and relentless competition. Players are taught to fight for every point, trust their preparation, and never surrender momentum. Those lessons gradually became part of Eala's identity on the court. As the 2026 season unfolded, her progress became impossible to ignore. One of her biggest breakthroughs came during the prestigious Dubai WTA 1000 tournament, where she battled deep into the draw and reached the quarterfinals. Waiting for her there was one of the sport's brightest young stars, a matchup that suddenly placed Eala directly under the global spotlight.
Is coming to an end. He was looking like such a genius out here, but it was really admirable to see a youngster really step up to the challenge. It looked like she was fading away physically towards the start of that second set, but she fought back, and the fight is something that we're going to constantly see for years to come if she can just keep going on this.
Coco Gauff entered the match as a Grand Slam champion and one of the WTA Tour's biggest global stars, making her a massive test for Alex Eala. Gauff eventually won, but the match revealed something far more important than the final score. Eala refused to look intimidated. She attacked from the baseline with confidence, dictated rallies aggressively, and forced Gauff to fight for nearly every point. To many viewers, it did not feel like a routine victory for a top-5 player. It felt like the early chapter of a rivalry that could grow into something special over the next few years. Paul Annacone noticed that immediately because matches like these often reveal more about a player than easy wins ever can. They show how a young athlete responds when standing across the net from the sport's elite. Everywhere Eala competes, the atmosphere around her continues to grow louder. Stadium sections fill with fans waving Philippine flags, cheering after every point, and creating energy that instantly changes the environment. The excitement surrounding her rise has become impossible to ignore. For the WTA Tour, that level of passion is incredibly valuable because Eala is quickly becoming a symbol of pride and inspiration for millions of tennis fans across Southeast Asia.
I knew the tournament was in some trouble when I saw the schedule and they put her on court 6, which is maybe the 7th or 8th biggest tournament. Court at this tournament. It's not one of the bigger places at all. And it was lines of thousands of people long almost before the previous men's match had even started. People were queuing up to get in, sit and watch an entire men's match they weren't interested in, just try to get seats to the Eala. And it was just way overflow. So hopefully the tournament has learned its lesson and will put her on bigger courts in the future because, this tournament does market itself as being the Grand Slam of Asia Pacific.
Television ratings for Alex Eala's matches have exploded across the Philippines and throughout Southeast Asia. Social media activity surges whenever she enters a major tournament, and arenas suddenly transform with loud sections of fans waving Philippine flags and chanting her name. More importantly, she is bringing entirely new audiences into tennis. The WTA Tour has seen moments like this before when a single athlete expands the sport's global reach. Serena Williams helped elevate women's tennis to unprecedented popularity, while Naomi Osaka connected the sport to millions of new fans across Asia. Eala now appears to be creating a similar emotional connection with her audience. Her supporters are not simply watching another rising player. They are watching someone carrying their country's hopes onto stages where the Philippine flag has rarely been seen in elite tennis. That kind of pressure can overwhelm young athletes, especially when national expectations continue growing. Yet Eala seems energized by it instead of intimidated. She channels the emotion into confidence and composure, something Paul Annacone immediately recognized as a rare quality in future champions.
Annacone Open like it was a real Open. We're going to boom off the stage in a second because you can't go back.
Look, seriously,
She'll be rested.
I expect her to have a really good showing. I do think Iga's got too much firepower, but I think this is a really big new beginning. We're going to see a lot of good tennis from her, and I think it's going to be a really exciting time. I was jesting. I think she's going to be a little bit short tomorrow.
Oh.
But see how I got
Tomorrow, you went all the way to the title.
I got
and now you're
control of the microphone that way. As soon as I did that, you guys were like, let me listen to what's all.
me
It's the
like
only
an
way I can get your
Eskimo
attention.
right
not
there.
true.
I was bought.
He has seen enough champions emerge to know that staying composed under pressure is one of the rarest skills in professional sport. It cannot be manufactured or maintained through effort alone. Eventually, a player either learns to master the chaos or gets consumed by it. So far, Alex Eala appears unusually calm in those moments, handling pressure with growing confidence. As the WTA Tour enters a transitional era with long-standing champions stepping aside, the competitive landscape is wide open. That shift makes her rise even more significant. A strong season could quickly move her from promising talent to serious contender. This is why Paul Annacone's perspective carries so much weight. After years of studying the greatness of players like Roger Federer, he recognizes subtle signs others might miss. When that level of experience identifies potential in a young player, the tennis world pays attention.
Alexandra, this week just keeps getting better for you. You just took out the world number 5 for the biggest win of your career. We saw the reaction. What is going through your mind right now?
I'm so blank. I'm thinking of my parents who are watching now. Mom, Dad, oh my God! I can't call them because I have this interview, but I'll call them after. Anyway, yeah, that's it.
In terms of the tennis, what did you think you did particularly well today?
Oh, I don't know. I just kept my head down.
Alex Eala is still early in her career, but the signals around her rise are becoming impossible to ignore. The talent is clear, the mentality is steadily strengthening, and her fan base keeps expanding with every tournament she enters. In many ways, she reflects a modern WE prototype of fearless competitor shaped in one of tennis's most demanding training environments. That combination is powerful. Paul Annacone did more than offer casual praise during a television appearance. He highlighted a subtle shift developing within the sport itself. A new presence is forming that could reshape audience engagement, inject fresh energy into the WTA Tour, and draw millions of new fans to tennis. If the early signs are right, Eala's journey is only just beginning.